Hey everybody, it's Andrew and welcome back to my channel. Long time no talk. I apologize for the lack in content, but I'm back and better than ever, and I'm ready to start delivering some Miss Universe content to blow your socks off. So it's finally been announced, Miss Universe 2020, or the 69th Annual Miss Universe Pageant, will be taking place on May 16th in Hollywood, Florida. So I'm excited to see that. I was so happy to hear that they were finally able to get this off the ground, and with COVID restrictions, to create a nice, safe pageant and allow our 2020 contenders to compete. So let's jump right into it. These are some of the ones I believe are worth watching for the Miss Universe 2020 crown. So in no particular order, first up is Indonesia, Ayu Melissa Putri. She's a 23-year-old law student. She co-founded an organization that helps with education and healthcare in rural areas of Indonesia. Her goal is to prove to all women that the sky is the limit and you can really achieve anything you want as long as you work hard for it. Puerto Rico, Estefania Soto. She's a 29-year-old podcast host, and her podcast, Voces de Reinas, or Queen's Voices, focuses on change makers in entertainment, healthcare, and academia. She was recently diagnosed with Meniere's disease, a disorder in the inner ear that can cause vertigo and hearing loss. Cambodia, Sarita Rat, a 26-year-old international relations student. She won a Young Champion Award by the UNFPA for her advocacy in promoting gender equality, reproductive health rights, and prevention against gender-based violence in her country. She's an accomplished actress and television host as well, appearing in many movies and TV shows around her country. Venezuela, Mariangel Villasamil? Apology for any pronunciation on these names. She's a 25-year-old pastry chef and business owner. As a pastry chef, she started a campaign, Give a Sweet Smile, which delivers birthday cakes to children in hospitals. After a complication in a surgical procedure, she's been a firm supporter of the Love Yourself movement, giving confidence to young women and really proving the message of body positivity. Jamaica, Mikkel Simone Williams. She's a 24-year-old model, creator of the Bloom Initiative, a project that provides internet access to children that cannot attend online classes, which I bet is super important now during the COVID-19 crisis. She's passionate about helping and inspiring children and teenagers. She believes that that time of a person's life is probably one of the hardest, and mental health is very important and they should really feel loved. Australia, Maria Thatil. She's a 28-year-old corporate speaker. She is the founder, speaker, corporate professional, digital creator, activist for inclusivity and equality and empowerment. So she does a lot of stuff. She was born to immigrant parents and had a hybrid upbringing. Her Indian heritage has really strengthened her passion for inclusivity. Colombia, Laura Victoria Aluscaga. She's a 25-year-old journalist. She dedicates most of her time to speaking about depression from cyberbullying and wants to widen her impact to inspire youth. She hopes to one day become a diplomat ambassador for Colombia. Nepal, Amshika Sharma. She's a 24-year-old business analyst. She's an advocate for children receiving a quality education, and she opened her own foundation that supports students on the verge of dropping out of school, providing them with all the support needed to get them to graduation. Amazing. USA, Asia Branch. She's a 23-year-old cosmetics entrepreneur. She's passionate about criminal justice reform and has helped get legislation passed at the city, state, and federal levels. I know from watching Miss USA that her father was incarcerated, and she really has a big platform about kind of rehabilitating prisoners to getting them back into everyday society and everyday life. She's also the owner of her own cosmetics brand called Branch Beauty. Philippines, Rabia Mateo. She's a 24-year-old Red Cross volunteer. She started a program called Feed Me and I Read You, a program that helps underprivileged children with food programs and reading sessions. She's also an ambassador for the Philippines and works in the Department of Education. Cameroon, Kosinda Ngale. She's a 28-year-old actress. She's an advocate for educating girls with disadvantages in Cameroon and wants to help create a generation of empowered, confident girls. She produces and acts in her own comedy series on YouTube in her spare time. This is Cameroon's first ever delegate they've sent to Miss Universe. So it'd be really cool to see a repeat of '99 when Botswana won on their first attempt. So it'd be really cool if Cameroon takes home the crown the first time. Chile. Daniela Nicholas, she's a 28-year-old journalist and actress. She was diagnosed with undifferentiated connective tissue disease and is passionate about supporting others affected by this disease, especially young children. Her biggest purpose in life is to use her social media standing to contribute to positive messages and encourage people to be more understanding and inclusive. South Africa, Natasha Joubert. She's a 23-year-old entrepreneur. She's a social activist with Play Your Part, an organization that encourages all South Africans to contribute to a better future for all. She even started her own fashion couture company in 2016, and she runs that with her mother. Bolivia. Linka Niemer. She's a 24-year-old activist for human rights. She struggled with food security as a child, so she started a foundation that focuses to end hunger. She also advocates against gender-based violence and generated a series of workshops to teach about gender equality. India. Adeline Castellino. She's a 22-year-old model. She is the face of the PCOS Free India campaign and works with an organization that provides affordable healthcare to women. And she's also a top model who's worked in magazines, TV, runways for many major fashion brands across India. Thailand. Amanda Obdam. She's a 27-year-old co-founder of Batika Studio. Her product line honors traditional batik art through sustainable clothing and tote bags. She's an advocate for mental health and started, have you listened? A campaign to promote listening with intention to understand in her community. Canada, Nova Stevens. She's a 26-year-old organization co-founder. Her organizations are Freedom March Vancouver and Black Freedom Societies, and their missions are to eradicate hate and racism experienced by people of color. She also modeled internationally for fashion weeks around the world. Ireland, Nadia Sayers. She's a 26-year-old mental health first aider. She works in a suicide prevention and develops inspiring comic books based on true stories of survivors. Amazing work. She wants to strip away the stigma of mental illnesses and make mental health checks as common as possible. Peru, Janek Maceda del Castillo. She is a 27-year-old audio engineer and co-founded the movement called Tony, Top of New York Music, which showcases young musicians and helps them create production and releasing their music. She advocates to help children who suffered from sexual abuse and is working to get stronger laws passed. And Mexico, Andrea Meza. She's a 26-year-old software engineer. She's an activist for women's rights and inclusion. She is currently working to help end gender violence, and she's also part of a global charity association which raises funds around the world for the downtrodden. All incredible delegates, all stunningly beautiful as well. All these facts were taken from the Miss Universe app in the contestants portals to learn more about them. So these 20 I feel like have a strong standing, and I do have 5 wild cards as well who I think could potentially snatch some of those spots up. And those 5 are Brazil, Curacao, Iceland, Romania, and Vietnam. I'm very excited for Miss Universe 2020 or the 69th Annual Miss Universe Pageant. I'm sure some of these opinions might shift as the girls arrive in Florida and we see the preliminary competition and really get to see how they perform. There will be some new exciting videos coming very shortly based on Miss Universe, of course. So be sure to hit subscribe to see those. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below of some additional contestants that I didn't mention in this video who you think deserve a shout out in the next video. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!